Yeah, okay. I hope I'm live. I had some technical issues, so I hope I'm actually live now. I have to do one little thing here, and yeah, please let me know if I'm indeed live. I had some software hiccups here, so I got the message that I'm live. That's cool. Okay, so let's get going. Yeah, welcome back, guys. I'm back after about 5 weeks. I think 5 weeks of break. Been a while. Okay, cool. Let's get a game going, and I'm going to request. I got a very high-rated opponent here, Aguideza. Yeah, I know that on the forums, like on Reddit, there was a huge discussion who that is. He's very high rated, yeah, 2.6 something. Yeah, someone says, looks like I've gotten some sun. Indeed I did. I've not been to a typical holiday country, but all over Europe it was very, very hot, so I got some exposure to the sun, definitely. Okay, so the good old Nimzo, my book repertoire. Yeah, I could look it up in my book, but I definitely won't. That is a lot like cheating, so let's not do that. Okay, I'm trying to attack his center here. I'm not sure if I'm right with what I'm doing here. It's not totally according to what I recommend, I believe. But anyway, let's get going. Yeah, white has no development here. Yeah, I think it is actually my book repertoire. I think it is actually the case. Do I go f5 here or I think c4 and then f5. But there's a game. There is a game, Mickey Adams with Black versus Alexander Fear, which I have forgotten, very reliably forgotten. Was it b5? Okay, let's play that move. So, there's a couple of questions in the chat, but I really want to see what I can do against this player. He's very strong. So, how do I play that? I can take c3 and bishop b7 or something like that. Or bishop, I don't know. Do I want to play bishop to b7? I can take on d6 and he's got e6. Very sharp position. I can also just take here. What happens if I just grab stuff? Let's be greedy. Take on c3, take on d5. Is that so bad? Let's check. Probably not the best possible way to play, but I don't know. I have to play something. He doesn't have something in his finger nodes, no. Wow, 2680 is really high. Okay, so I was thinking queen d5 here, right? Just grab that pawn, but white definitely has some play on the dark square, so it's not that I'm just a pawn up. They're definitely not. And I have my doubts. Probably there's some drawback to that. Yeah, bishop a3. Yeah, that was what I also was thinking myself. Tricky, yeah. My rook is hanging, and he's got bishop d6 in some positions. Okay, let's start with this. Yeah, I expected that one, but I couldn't really do anything about it. That's one problem. I have to take. I can go knight to a6. I can defend that. Not sure if it's a good idea though. Ah, yes, very nice compensation here for his pawn. Huh, how do I play? This f5 pawn is also weak. I do this. I know I'm giving away f5. Can take b5 and then it's not good, right? Okay, I can take with the queen. It's got bishop a4. Okay. Yeah, this I'm giving away f5, which is not really great. Can just take f5. I mean, if maybe he's got something better, but bishop takes f5 is just good for white. Okay, that one, huh? Yeah. It's not exactly bad either. Threatening knight takes b5. I would like to play rook takes e5 or something, or g6 is knight b5. Going back to d7 maybe. Yeah, that's very tricky. That's very tricky. He can take f5, but maybe he's got something better even. That's actually likely. But yeah, it is just a good move. What can you do? Yeah, and queen g4 is in the mix. Okay, I'm going to trade queens simply to make sure that I'm not getting checkmated quickly. Yeah, and my pieces are not coordinated at all. Knight e7 is also coming. Nah, that's not going to work. I cannot move both my knights, which is not a good sign. Not a good sign at all. Knight c6. Amongst others. Yeah, okay. Good. I mean, this is not really helping. The rook on b2. Yeah, he played that very nicely. Yeah, this line is very sharp. If you forget your stuff in blitz, difficult. Very difficult. Yeah, there's a line given in the chat, but I don't think that this would have helped me that much, to be honest. Queen b6 check or not, I mean, probably it wouldn't have helped much. Yeah, so let's do this. And now what? I can take here. I have absolutely no move here. That's really great. I cannot move both knights, which is really not a good sign, but let's see how he converts this. Just knight a7 is certainly good enough, but there's probably better moves. Yeah, knight a7 is just good. It's nothing to criticize about it. Yeah, nah, I can't resign that. And he played that very nicely. Very nicely. Okay, so let's go for a new game and hope. I mean, this is cool to have those kind of super high rated guys, but it's yeah, it's difficult. Can we see an Evans Gambit? Yeah, I can go for 1e4 and hope that that we get it. Okay, so there's a question if I think that this opponent in the first game was a professional. Yeah, if you got 2,680 on the 5-minute pool, this is a very strong GM normally. This is very, very unlikely to be. I mean, the only question is he like a top 50 guy or something like that, or he could be a very strong blitz specialist. But definitely someone like clearly higher than 2,500. Okay, so we get a Spanish exchange. That's not very exciting. I will play some more enterprising openings a bit later. But okay, this guy allowed f5, which is good. Good news. I get some good pressure here on the e4 pawn early. That's not very often happening in the Ruy Lopez exchange. Maybe I even win this e4 pawn. Yeah, okay, some more information maybe about my break. Yeah, if you're interested. I had some good time in my usual destination of Slovenia. I go there basically every year in the summer to relax. It was very nice again. I also played some chess. I played a tournament in Poland, in Wrocław. Very, very nice city. Very much to be recommended if you intend to visit Poland. It's a very nice place to stay. The tournament in itself was kind of, yeah, a mediocre result. On the other hand, I was still pretty okay with what I did, considering how hot it was. I mean, it was basically impossible to sleep. Okay, I set a little trap, but knight f6 was clearly not what he wanted to do. Okay, just attack this pawn. Huh. Yeah, definitely possible. Tja, I can go bishop c5, but he's got f3. Yeah, that's not so great, but what can I do? Let's cover f5. The problem with it that the heat during that tournament wasn't so much the tournament itself. I mean the venue or anything. The problem was that it was simply impossible to get our apartment cooled down. Yeah, it was so hot that, like, for the whole tournament, I never slept more than 2 or 3 hours at night, and it was. By the end of it, I was just like falling asleep all of the time. It was a bit tricky, but it was still a nice experience. So it's very, I mean, I will definitely consider to visit Poland again, and also the city of Wrocław. Very, very nice place. Okay, so I'm trying to do something here with my bishops. Where am I going to put them? I can go maybe here, preventing knight h5 and bishop g6 coming. Yeah, at the end, I got 3rd place in that event, which is, considering the circumstances, pretty okay. So I'm okay. I mean, I lost like 1 or 2 rating points, I think. Yeah, well, considering that I felt like a zombie all of the time, that was okay. But the question, have I ever been to Madrid? No, unfortunately not. I've only been in Bilbao last year, if it is for mainland Spain, and on Mallorca 2 times. Yeah, someone suggests that I should play the Najdorf Memorial in Warsaw next year. Yeah, definitely. Why not? It's an interesting idea. Have to check about next year how things will be. Hard to tell right now, but it's definitely an interesting idea. Okay, going to try to push him away with h4. This is always tricky to play with the bishop pair. You like your bishops, but sometimes you have to be quite circumspect with your maneuvers, because if you push the pawns in a wrong way, it might easily end up being yeah, a situation where the knights get good outposts. It's not so easy to play. Okay, I hear he wants to go to f3, it seems. Huh, okay. Yeah, h4. Yeah, I played this pawn to h4. Okay. Maybe that wasn't the greatest idea ever. Okay, I don't think I have a huge problem here, but it's kind of tricky here. Knight to f3 is a bit annoying. Okay, maybe start with that and go from there. Knight f3, yeah, on knight takes h4 I will always be able to take e2 and f4, but it's not totally satisfactory. Probably I shouldn't have pushed the h-pawn, but hindsight is always 20/20. Okay, let's keep that pawn. Someone suggested I should play the black side of the Pologaevsky variation of the knight off. I'm not thinking that's such a great idea. Why do title players have such an affection for bishops? Even in positions where bishops are bad, they can't resist picking up the bishop pair. Well, in this game, it was just the opening line that gave me the bishop pair. But yeah, bishops are the better piece in many cases. So title players want the bishops. Oh, what's silly! I simply overlooked that e7 is hanging. Okay, I thought you would take with the bishop, with the knight. I'm sorry. Talking about bishops, I'm even confusing the pieces here. Okay, but that isn't that terrible. I think the f5 pawn is not that weak. Can get this play here. Oh, I can take this pawn now, and I will definitely take the pawn. So what is his idea now? I mean, the e2 knight is not doing much, and I will definitely push b5 and so on now. What is he going to do? Maybe knight e5 for knight g6. He's taking lots of time. Yeah, someone writes here, it's usually easier to open a position than to keep it closed. Yes, that's one point, one thing about bishops and knights. The other thing is that once a position is open, it rarely closes down. This is actually the more important thing. So quite often you have a closed position, but you can open it up. But vice versa is totally yeah, impossible. Once it's open, there are no pawns to close it down. So there is a certain inherent tendency of positions to open up far more than to yeah, to have them close down. So I think this is one point where why bishops often tend to be the better piece. Okay, yeah, I went for this because after b takes, okay, now I get a pawn. After b takes, I would have gotten a nice dominating bishop against knight. Okay, I can take here and go to e1. Counter-attacking the knight. But he's got a very active rook now. Yeah, that's bad. That's bad. Okay, but I don't want a draw, so I'm going to do it like that. Do I go b5 here or not? I can check him actually. That's a funny move. He cannot take the pawn. Okay. Okay, sorry, that was silly. That was a silly move. Let's push stuff. I've got two pawns. But how do I prevent rook c8? I guess I don't. Oops. Oops, that was silly. That was very silly. Ah, help. Help. What a silly game. What did I do in this end game? It was a completely good rook 8 game. Oh my. Yeah, I'm rusty. That was a silly game. Yeah, someone writes if my book is already released. Yes, it is. Yeah, I mean I have one. I have one here. Yeah, it is out. Can be ordered from shops. I'm not sure if Amazon already has got it. I think it will take some time probably. If you are very much interested in a signed copy, I send out some. So if you are, you should contact me on my mail address, which is Christoph Selecki, first name, last name @gmail.com. So I'm going to play a Nimzo here in this case. I wanted to go e4, right? But if you are kind of rusty, you tend to go back to basics, or what you know best, let's say, which is d4 kind of stuff. Okay, I got an interesting position here, in which I'm actually giving up the bishop pair, but in return I've gotten nice central control, so I don't mind it in this particular case. Interesting. Where's he going? He wants to go to d5 here. F5 is an interesting move in this position. I want to try that. It's an interesting move. Takes rook e1 check. He has to move the king. Not quite sure how good that is, but it is an interesting move. Let's do it. Okay, check. There's a question. Do I have any line suggestions for black playing into the French advance? Nothing in particular. I mean, the French advance is normally considered to be quite okay for black. It's not the most critical line. You can just play main line with bishop d7 on move 5 or queen b6. I think they both should be totally okay. So if you are worried about the French advance, you're probably playing the wrong opening. It's one of the lesser critical lines, I think, in the French. Okay, here after d5, my idea is to go queen to d4 and ask him how he's going to, sort of organize his position here. He might have queen to f6. Okay, not now. Not now. Because of rook takes e8. Knight d7, I can also take e8. So rook takes e8 is a pretty big threat. I was expecting bishop d7 instead. There's a remark that 3b6 is interesting in the advanced French. I don't like that move. It's too passive. It's really a bit passive. Yeah, okay, this one. But now I have rook e1, which cannot be bad. Just threatening rook takes e8. This looks difficult to play this position for black. But what exactly am I going to play? Is rook e7 good? Or I mean, I also have d6. d6 also looks like a move. d6 takes, queen takes, and then rook e7 at the end. That looks pretty bad. Let's play it, not spend more time. Kruppe, who is that actually? Charlie Kopp, okay. Yeah, d6 just opening up this bishop. I'm also threatening bishop takes f7 now. So I think he he has to take on d6. Anything else, any other move would surprise me greatly. But if he takes, well, it's also bad. What can you do? It's just a bad position, I think. Yeah, to complete my story, what I did in the meantime, yeah, I played that tournament, and I also had some more travels. I was also visiting some more places. I was visiting Dresden. Yeah, very nice city. Never been there, and also I paid a very short visit to city of Görlitz. This is the most eastern city of Germany. It's right at the Polish border. It's also nice to visit. So if you're in Germany or in that kind of area, it's nice destinations to visit. Yeah, so he has to go to h6, which doesn't look good. But what can you do? Not much alternatives. Okay, what to do here? It looks terrible, but how do I win? This is the question. I can just play bishop f7, which is probably not a bad move. Intending bishop takes g6. That's probably good, huh? Let's play that. Also, queen f4 gains in strength as king g7 then can be answered by the discovery. About my book, I will very shortly post a video on my channel. I mean, very shortly means tomorrow, basically, to show the contents and ideas and stuff like that. So if you are interested in learning what exactly I'm recommending in it, it's totally okay if you it's just wait till tomorrow. That's what I'm trying to say. And you get a good overview. There's already something on the publisher's website, of course, but it's maybe a video is more accessible. Okay, so I can give this check on f4, and he's got g5. And then how do I win? I don't see at the moment how I win. He's attacking my rook here, so I can also check him on e3 and gen g5. Still, this is a bit of an annoying reply here. Queen f4, still g5. This looks kind of terrible, this g5 move, but no, he's just retreating. I didn't think about that move. That's a very simple reply, but now I can check him here and take d7. No? So I'm winning a piece. Yeah, and it wasn't a playable position. White was just too much of an advantage. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I'm winning after g5 or how exactly I'm winning after g5. It looks very nice. But anyway, okay, here's a question. Will my book be published as an ebook? Yeah, it will be, but that takes some time. It's a matter of the publisher, so I cannot really tell you how long it is it's going to take. Okay, I tried something offbeat, but it's only going to be a Chigorin, nothing super crazy. Knight f3, knight c6, but he played in the style of the London system, not doing anything exciting, so yeah. So what is this? Yeah, probably have to take. Yeah, someone is responding to my statement that b6 in the advanced French is not such a great line, and he says that in the Wiener b6 is supposed to be okay. Yeah, but that's simply a different line. In the Wiener there's a knight on c3, and this is the most important thing. In the advanced French, there's a pawn on c3 all the time, and b6 is just very slow. in this kind of setup. Okay, can I go e5 here, or is that too shaky? Probably queen e4 is coming. Yeah, maybe I can harass him a little bit. e4, bishop g4 is weakening the d4 square. Okay, I can also return now to h7 or something like that. Okay, the Chigorin is not exactly one of the lines that I that I do play, so it's kind of tricky in this position. Okay, so what is he going to do? Probably playing for e5, or what is he doing? I mean, at the moment e5. Okay, so moving the king even in that diagonal. That's kind of surprising. How crazy is f5? Probably very crazy. e5, that's knight d5. Okay. So he's playing very quick routine moves that probably aren't the best, but still don't spoil much. So e5 here or not? Yeah, I think I have to do something in the center. d5, knight d4 should be okay. Yeah, and this was possible, but still I don't see that as being so dangerous. I can always claim that I have two bishops, which definitely is true, but it's not quite clear how important that is. Yeah, he can definitely claim that he's played it very quickly. So what happens here? e5? I can take d5, then bishop h7 is happening. Okay, that's not good. c7 is hanging. That's a problem. Wow. Okay. What do I play here? Cheeks. Okay, I can actually do this and play bishop e5 here, right? F takes rook d5. So the whole thing doesn't seem to work, but I've been very slow. Yeah, the d5 knight is attacked, and I don't see what he's doing about it. If he covers it, I'm just dropping back to d6, and I just have won the e5 pawn. So we played quickly, but not very successfully ultimately. Okay, so let's just keep that pawn and go from there. Yeah, rook d8. Oh, he's going for rook e7 maybe. Yeah, I can always give that check. So like rook e7, queen f5 check is possible, or yeah, checking here is not that great. So let's check him on that square, and let's do some kind of a queen c4 might happen. Not sure what's the best move to give me some room for my king. Maybe c6. Yeah, that's a question. First they say welcome back. Yeah, I'm glad to be back. Had a good time, but doing my regular things is also cool. So what am I doing here? And they say the question is if I managed to see the game of the year, which is Vailly versus Bruzon. Yeah, I saw that game. It was unavoidable, basically, and of course a very nice game. But I don't share the some opinions that this is kind of the game of the century or anything. I just found it pretty, I don't know. Sorry, I just found it pretty normal game. Of course, it's, I mean, I would be super proud to have that kind of game played, yeah. That's not the point. But I think that many good grandmasters would take on f7. It's the most obvious move in the position, and you easily see that it is a draw, and from there you can work it out. So I'm not really. I mean, it's a great game, but it's not comparable to many games that have this kind of thing attached. Like, let's say Kasparov with White versus Topalov. That game that was a much more a static game, for example. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, we have this rook end game where I'm a pawn up but 2 minutes down, and yeah, it's of course a draw, but this guy might play on time. I'm not sure. He never offered to draw here. Yeah, I have to push stuff. It is, of course, just a draw. Yeah, threatening mate with b4, which is not going to happen. Now he has to give that check now. I can offer a draw here. No, he prefers to continue to play on time. This is a typical idiotic behavior online. Rather giving up another pawn, trying to win on time in a game where he's never got anything. Well, maybe he manages to lose this in the end. Yep. So position will be completely winning. Ah, I blundered that bloody pawn. No, but he's not taking it. Yeah, I lost some time. This is why non-increment blitz is sometimes purely idiotic. Okay, anyway, let's play another game. So, I really hate it. Yeah, the cool thing is that, I mean, they just avoid the draws, yeah, to win on time and making a total idiot of themselves. But okay, we now know that this guy, well, anyway, let's play a new game and hope we get some. I cannot play 3+1 because ICC does not have an increment pool, but I'm not going to start that discussion now because it's as old as, I don't know, very old. Okay, so we have Jorge here. This guy is playing b3 all of the time. And again, we get it here. Bishop b5, bishop d6. And I keep forgetting the theory. How does this... He goes knight a3 here, and then I'm out of... I think... No, he takes. Interesting. That's surprising, actually. Okay, let's gain some space and hope that my active pieces can do something good. Okay, so he's got a nice center, but I like my bishops here, of course. That's a nice position. Yeah, he couldn't castle short. Yeah, so what do I do? I wonder if I should play with f5. Yeah, making an ad for 3+1. I don't know. I mean, Nobody plays the challenge system, and I really don't see the point. It takes ages to get a good game. The pools are just much inferior, much superior in comparison. So it's just a matter of having a good pool solution. Anyway, let's look at that game. It's interesting. I wonder, does he have? No. This is just a nice position for black, right? What is white's point in this game? Okay, he will play queen f3 maybe. I think I should try to activate everything here. f5 looks like a decent solution. Just opening the position up. Queen h4 was an alternative, trying to sacrifice on h3, but Queen f3 looked like a defense. This is good, I think. Activating the rook right from the initial square. And I'm threatening to take e4 and then queen h4. That looks like a good position. I was surprised how quickly, like here, he took very quickly on c6. That was very surprising to me. Rook e1. Interesting. And he wants to take with the rook. That's an interesting idea. On the other hand, the rook is neglecting f2. He might have pawn to e5. That could be an idea. Okay, I think I should just take here and then queen g5. Okay, it's taking with the knight. That move I didn't expect at all. After queen h4, I think I'm just in very good shape. I thought he would take with the rook. I thought that was the idea. Now I'm threatening bishop h3, and this is kind of dangerous. g3, queen h3, I cannot believe at all. Okay, so if I'm smashing now on h3, what is this? What is the defense? Or is that, maybe that is not that clear. Okay. No, it's not that clear. He has f3, which continues. Bishop h3 looks like it should win. It really does. Maybe it isn't. Maybe it isn't. Takes f3. Queen. I cannot swing the rook over. That's really a shame. This. I don't see a win. I don't see a win with bishop h3. That's kind of crazy. Can I play some other move? How do I prepare that? I can play... maybe this one. It's not what I wanted to do, but bishop h3 didn't seem to work. Yeah, g3 I still can take h3. I think should be okay. It's not totally clear, but you have to gamble a little bit. It's not quite clear what I'm threatening, actually. The idea now is rook e6, g6 in this position. This is why I wanted bishop f5, simply to connect rooks. Also, bishop h3 is getting a little bit more interesting now, as I am. Okay, so I can take here. I still can take h3, I think. Takes. Threatening rook g4 at the end. I don't see. How is he defending that? I don't see it. Let's see. Maybe I'm overlooking stuff, but let's just... he's got knight f6 check. Well, I'm overlooking very simple stuff. Takes, queen takes, bishop f4, rook f4. He's got knight f6 check. That's quite simple to see. But maybe, okay, I can actually take, I can maybe take, no, that's not as good. He's taking there even. Yeah, you were right. I totally did not see that knight f6 is so strong. Very, very silly. Shoot. What am I doing now? Yeah, I have no decent move. I simply have no move. This is not really what you want. I'm just a piece down now. Very silly. Yeah, I simply overlooked knight f6 check. That's tough. Very bad. Oh, at least I'm threatening rook f2 now. Okay. Yeah, I should simply, I should lose now, of course, but maybe he's doing something stupid. Seems unlikely though. That's very easy. Very easy stuff. Okay. Yeah, I can take there, but okay, that's this straight stuff. Can only hope on some bad technical play, but seems very unlikely again. Okay. Yeah, I'm down on time as well. Maybe I should just resign. But what do I have? I have 2 pawns, right? 2 pawns. Okay. It's still not super trivial to win. His position is not super coordinated, really isn't. Knight and rook are not in good coordination. I might have rook to b3 or something. Knight h6 check. Okay. Okay, I'm going to resign. I don't want to do something. I mean, okay, I'm even down on time. Yeah, that was a bad game. A very bad decision here to take on h3. I wasn't simply seeing that e8 was hanging here in this line. And this makes the whole thing bad. I mean, the position was excellent for black, but I simply cannot sacrifice there. I have to play a conservative move. Someone mentioned take on e4. Yeah, I'm not winning back the piece. That line wasn't working. Rook takes e4. It simply wasn't working. Okay, so I'm trying with 1 e4. Okay, let's get a king's gambit in. I always get requests for that silly opening, so why not? Okay, someone playing the Falk Bear counter gambit. I don't think this is that great, but I don't know what the best line is. I think this one, but I might be mistaken. I might be mistaken here. It's not a particularly popular line anymore. Interesting. I can take c6, being greedy. Is that a good idea? Black's got very good development, but I don't know. I really don't know what the right line is. So let's just see that I get some things developed here. Someone asked, he doesn't seem to be extraordinary good. Is he top 500? Who do you mean, me? I'm not in the top 500. My world rank something like, I don't know, 1800 or something. Which is not that bad considering that there's a couple of million chess players around, but there are definitely better players, obviously. But I'm not that bad in blitz chess. It doesn't show at the moment. I'm totally honest there. I'm very rusty after that break. I played for about 6 weeks. I didn't play a single game of online chess. And I only, like yesterday, recorded a couple of blitz games for my channel. But I'm really rusty. It's kind of obvious. I mean, I'm not a great calculator of tactics anyway, and this break really in some cases leads to situations where I have huge problems to calculate. So what here? Knight e5, knight e4 or something. He's got a nice bishop pair, quite clearly. g3, let's go g3. Yeah, he's got this, the bishops are very strong. Yeah, someone asked about my bullet play. Yeah, I'm not that bad in it if I'm investing some time to practice. Yeah, I'm not great if I'm not practicing, but if I play a bit of bullet, I'm not hopeless. I have a good basic speed and I see stuff, but it's not something that I do regularly. I don't play bullet on a regular basis. Okay, so I have traded a bit, and I'm pretty happy that I get this position. I know it isn't great or anything, but I think I was under pressure, and this is definitely okay. So yeah, it's difficult. I think I have to trade, and the bishop is a bit stronger here than the knight as it is usually, but it's not it's probably not terribly bad. Here, yeah, king d5, king e3. It's that's not a good endgame. It's not a particularly good endgame. Yeah, but not much else that I can do. So probably taking it so that I have something that I can attack. But how to do it? He can check me here. Can go the knight over to g3. Yeah, that's a way maybe. Is that the way to do it? Currently I'm controlling that. Maybe. Yeah, okay. Okay, I can go knight e2 first. Is that somewhat better? I don't know. I mean, it's playable, I think. Oh, interesting. Let's going b5. I can go knight d4 now, trade this. Yeah, it should be okay. It should be okay. Getting the f5 pawn for sure. Okay, take here. Yeah, not much happening. I think I'm going to offer. Okay, he already offered me some draws. Yeah, I have sound off here, so okay. So I'm going to play one more game. That was a bit boring for the King's Gambit. Okay, there's a question. Do we ever play? Yeah, that's great. If I ever played e4 before I'm switched to d4, knight f3. I have played a bit of e4, but not really as my main move. I was always more drawn to d4 kind of openings. I have some experience with e4, but not really what you would call me being an e4 player at one point of my chess career, if you want to call it like that. And this, do you think it's essential for a good player to have played d4 and d4? It's not essential, but it's not certainly not bad to have a wide range of lines that you have experience in, simply to know more kind of position types. That is definitely useful. Okay, this guy is trying to play an offbeat response to my offbeat b3. Okay. Let's see what happens if both players try to play strange stuff. It seems like we get some type of Sicilian. Huh? Okay, interesting. I'm going to try to be active here and try to castle long maybe. I know d3, is that a... Yeah, it looks like a bit of a strange move here. Let's see what to do. Queen f3 or something. Yeah, knight c6 looks like a problematic move then. Yeah, it looks a bit strange here, this thing. The combination of b3 and d3 and so on, that's probably one of those don't try this at home openings. But anyway, we'll see what happens. He might... yes, that move even. Huh? Interesting. Okay. I wonder if he has some kind of tactic with queen. Okay, but this isn't that bad, huh? Is that a bad position? I mean, I'm pretty active here with queen h5, and I can castle long. I'm not sure that this was such a great idea for him. It looked fancy, but I don't know if it was really good. Yeah, that's sometimes a problem in this g takes f6 kind of structures, that you allow a queen coming to h5, which is really annoying here. And he's not so easily preparing long castling. Yeah, that move. But I can castle long, right? Okay, can take f3. It's not that great. Difficult. Okay. He can maybe take there on f3 and play queen d5, returning a pawn. Or no, returning a pawn is wrong, but giving away possibly f6 for activation. That might be an idea. Yeah, that was a good resource. Knight c6, knight to d4. What is he going to do? Huh? someone recommends one knight c3 as a first move. Yeah, it's not that bad. Huh? Why should this move be particularly bad? Develops a piece. I don't think that you can really seriously play for an opening advantage, but it's certainly not a bad move. One knight c3. Okay, so I'm going to try this for bishop b5. This is a big threat now. Bishop b5, king f8, queen h6, and checkmate. And I'm threatening also to take on c5, opening up this stuff here. I'm not sure what his reply is now. That looks dangerous for black. That looks very tricky. Yes, someone says knight c3 doesn't give me an opening advantage, but my goal is to just get to an equal chances middle game. Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm not criticizing your idea. It really is an okay idea to play one knight c3. Okay. Speaking of, what is this? I can play. This is quite nice. I can go d5 or can check him. I wonder what is better. D5 is maybe better. Okay, let's start with d5. Bishop takes, bishop b5 check is winning straight away. So probably pawn takes is what he has to do. Bishop b5 check, bishop c6, rook d5 is a line. Someone says you want to equalize as white, you're doing it wrong. I actually once thought about writing a book with the title Equalize with White and Be Happy. It's not a bad, this is a funny title, but I think there's some truth to it. Against good play, you can only equalize anyway, and with white, I mean. So why not just be happy about it and play. Just go for something that you like and don't worry so much about hunting for an opening advantage that probably is not there anyway. Okay, anyway, here, in fact, I should have something. The question is, how exactly should I play? That looks very nice, but he's attacking f4 here with check. So something to be aware of. Okay, maybe start with that. That was a tempo, so it cannot be that bad. Rook e1 is kind of normal looking. Yeah, let's do that. Maybe there's something better, but it's not a bad move. Tja, I'm not threatening something directly here. That's the the downside of that. I don't have a direct threat. Queen f5, threatening bishop f6, however, is a threat. What is he doing against it? Rook d8. Still can play bishop f6. Rook takes e7 is pretty big threat. So let's check. Is there something better than rook e5? Is there a mate? I don't see it at the moment, but rook d7 is a double check. It's nice, huh? Oh, he resigned. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Yeah, it's going to be checkmate, or I can win basically all pieces. Yeah, the guy who suggested one knight c3, yeah, it's not a bad line. I mean, a good reply is actually one knight f6 to one knight c3. Okay, so okay, I hope you enjoyed the stream. It yeah, it showed that I'm a bit rusty from my break, but I hope it will improve until next week. So yeah, I hope it was, yeah, you had a good time. There's a question: if I was born and raised in Russia, where in the top 10 would you rank? Why in the top 10? No, definitely not. Yeah, I mean, you can always play better than you are. I mean, if you focus more on playing, but it's not such a huge difference where you were born or anything. It's a matter of effort invested and what kind of talent you have, and it's not very much dependent on where you are located. Okay, hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to be back next week. Thanks, guys. Bye.